Hi everyone, hello and good evening, morning or afternoon or whenever you're watching this vlog. I'm here, I am back again. We're gonna have a fun-filled summer full of oceanfront views. I have a feeling as long as everything stays easygoing and able to move around and have some freedom, I'm gonna take you guys to as many seashore fronts as I possibly can over the summertime. So I am in the evening right now, and whenever you're watching this, I hope you enjoy this vlog. This is a parking lot to a reservation that's even closer to where I live. It's only 10 minutes away from me, and it's a viewpoint that we have not yet explored together yet. So we're here. This is the parking area, obviously, as you can tell. And it's only $14 to park here for the day. Now, this reservation goes all the way down to the tip where it goes out into the ocean that meets the river. And it's a beautiful, beautiful area. This one I don't come to as often because there's a lot of like undercurrents here that have like riptides and everything like that when it is high tide. Now, when it's low tide, you're fine. You're fine. You still always have to be careful in the ocean. It's just really important to have like water safety, especially at the seashore. But when it's high tide, it's dangerous, definitely dangerous. And then when it's low tide, it is flat and you can walk out for such a long time and still only be in the ocean like up to your knees. So this is the first parking lot that you can turn into once you enter the reservation. It is, like I said, only $14 for the entire day, which I think is such a great deal, because once you buy the parking pass, all you have to do is come and go and come back to the same parking lot that you entered in the first time, where you paid for your ticket for the day. So I've actually been here multiple times today. The beginning of the day, I came with Richie and my mom for about an hour and a half. They stayed at the beach with me. We went in the water. It was in like the bright sunshiny part of the day, and I just enjoyed my time on the beach in the heat of the day. It was 95 degrees out today. I just want to show you the beach roses. I absolutely love them. I absolutely think that they're so beautiful. So we came and we found a nice spot right at the drop of like the sand dune. And then we went right out into the ocean and we kept walking and walking and walking, like I said, because it was low tide. So I went under as quickly as possible. It was such a beautiful hot heat. And we really just sat there and relaxed, to be honest with you. It wasn't anything extravagant. We brought some snacks, some drinks, some blankets and a chair. And I was just at my happiest. And I had a nice soothing moment with my husband and my mom at the beach for a few. Then I got to leave. Because I knew how intensely hot it was, and I was the only one that was going in the water. So I didn't want everybody to be uncomfortable. We left, and I went and dropped my mom off, and then I dropped Richie off, and then I got to come back to the beach. And I have been here at this point, I've been here for 6 hours. I've been here for 6 hours by myself, and I put my chair right in that water. There were so many people on the beach. Honestly, I didn't really want to turn the video on at that point, because I mean, the beach was like body to body packed. There were kids everywhere running and playing in the water right in front of me. Bathing suits were a little skimpy. I didn't want to really catch as much of that on camera. Everybody deserves their privacy and to enjoy the day however they see fit. So I didn't want to capture all that, make anybody comfortable. There was tons of people walking. I had my chair right in the water so that the water was coming in and splashing right over my legs. And the sun was just intense and beautiful and gorgeous. I went in and out of the water a bajillion times. I actually met a beautiful woman, She comes here. There is a camping ground too in this reservation. And it's a camping ground that I used to come to when I was a kid as well, with my uncle, my aunt, and my family in their RV. So this is a place that I've come my whole life as well. I just don't swim here as often as I've gotten older. And I never really took Isaiah to beach days at this particular beach. But I really like this beach and I haven't gone to it in such a long time. Well, anyhow, I got into a conversation with a beautiful woman, such a lovely, lovely woman, and I absolutely adored her story. So I do want to share it with you guys. I'm kind of just aiming you guys over here just because so many people are leaving the beach right now. But after everybody kind of quiets down and it gets like thinned out with the people and the crowds coming down off of the boardwalk over there, we're going to walk up that boardwalk to the gazebo and then overlook the ocean and show you where I was all day long. It is high tide now, so there is a different view to the beach than there was all day with the low tide, but it's so beautiful. And right across this parking lot right here, I'm gonna take a walk down this long strip of reservation road, and I'm gonna watch the sunset while I'm walking. So we'll walk across the street just briefly, just kind of letting the cars kind of dissipate. So I thought maybe I would just give you this story because I really enjoyed talking to the woman. So her grandchildren were playing like all around where my chair was for the most part. And so she was standing rather close to me. Very, very friendly woman. Shortly after I positioned my chair, she got into a conversation with me. And she said, "You were from around here?" And I said, "Actually, yeah, I'm from just a couple of towns over. It takes me 10 minutes to get here." And she's like, "Are you camping?" And I said, "No, I'm not camping. I haven't camped here in so many years." And I said, "But I'm really thinking about it, honestly, because even though it's so close to home, I know that it's rather inexpensive. And it would be such a nice getaway just to be here in the tent right on the waterfront, be able to stay out on the beach all night long, watch the sunset, watch the darkness of the sky and the ocean coming and going through the evening and the later part of the night, and then simply just walk back to the tent and go to sleep for the night." So she was like, "Yeah, we're camping." She said, "I do this every single year with my grandchildren." And I said, "That is so cool." And I said, "Are you by yourself?" And she said, "Yes, I am." She said, "I come every single year all by myself to go camping with my 3 grandchildren." And she said, "I come from the other part of Massachusetts. It's like 2 hours away in Massachusetts." And she said, "And we come to this campground every year. This is our 27th year coming here. And I have a pop-up camper. And I take my 3 grandkids, we pile in, and we come here for a week." What, did she say a week? No, she said 5 days. And she said, "And you know what it cost me for 5 days? 5 nights, 6 days actually. It cost $175 to camp every single year for the 5 days, 5 nights and 6 days with her 3 grandchildren. They've come here their whole life just with their grandmother taking them. What an experience, what memories she's making with her grandkids. Her husband is not the camping type, even though he has the pop-up with her, but he prefers to just stay home and also watch their dog. So she said that's helpful to me because I know that the dog is home settled and with the dad and, comfortable and suited just nicely at his house without having to be with dog sitters and all that stuff. So she said, my husband does other things with the grandkids, but this is my time to connect with them on my own without my children, just me as grandma with my 3 grandchildren. There was twins, which was a girl and a boy. That was the set of twins, and they were 9. And then their older brother was 11. And they were the best kids. They were literally the best kids. They were so well behaved. They were just so respectful and just hanging out with their grandma. Listened to every word she said. Never gave her a hard time when she told them it was time to wrap it up and they needed to go shower and everything. So that was really just nice to see that experience and those memories that she's creating with her grandkids. And then she went in more depth of like her life. So she lost her dad. He was an older man, but she said that, you know, he passed away during the pandemic, not knowing what was happening with the pandemic just yet. So later on, they realized that he did have COVID. Hold on. They realized that he did have COVID, and that is what took him. I think she said he was 87 when he passed away, after only 3 days of battling like this illness that just came on really quick. So she inherited a lot of money, and she didn't tell me the amount, and I would never pry into somebody's business and ask them anything about finances at all. I would never do that. So she said that her dad left her a significant amount of money so that she was able to retire at 67 unexpectedly, because she said, I was never planning on really retiring, honestly, because everything is so expensive. She said, but my dad left me a considerable amount of money. I took an early retirement to do the things that I've always dreamt and loved to do permanently. And she said, and I don't live a lavish life by any means. She said, I live a very conservative life, and I plan on leaving as much as I can of what my dad left me to my kids and my grandkids. And she said, so we have a lot of experiences, a lot of memories, in a very reasonable way. And this is the thing that I find the most meaningful to build my life and my memories with my family. So she said that she thanks her dad every single day. She said he died so unexpectedly. And she said, and though I wish he was still here with me, I almost feel like when he went, it was during a time in her life that she felt she was struggling the worst, with just life in general, difficulties, finances, and stuff like that. And when he passed, unexpectedly, he left her all that money. And so she said that it was almost like it was planned. It was something that was already in the plan of life, that at that given time, he would go to heaven to be with God, and then she would have what she needed to live out her life in his honor, basically. So I thought that story was so beautiful. I just thought that story was absolutely so special, so beautiful. And I really do think, personally myself, everybody has, a different way of thinking, different opinions. But I really have always felt like everything happens for a reason. I feel like our lives are planned, with the finest, love from God to plan out our existence, the meaning and the ending of it. And that is just so wonderful that she wakes up every day and thanks her dad for always being there for her in life and after he's gone to his other life. I just loved that story. It made me cry. I was just trying not to show her that I was crying, to be honest. And watching her with her grandkids and how just awesome she was, and her grandkids just loved her, just absolutely loved her. We're having a blast with her. And they get to do it every year, just with her, taking them on adventures. I just thought it was so amazing. Absolutely fantastic and amazing. I really want to walk up this walkway now, but there are still people coming and going, and I don't want to put the camera in anybody's viewpoint. So I'm going to try to see when the path clears, and then we'll walk up there, and then I'll show you the ocean from the gazebo. But there's a really, really big crowd of people still coming down. Maybe I'll walk up the steps right now and at least get to a different viewpoint. So, here come people. Here they come. Here they come. And they're coming. Hold on one second. Let's look at the roses. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that pretty bush. Isn't that pretty? That's really pretty. The greenery is like just so intensely green. So over here is like the shower house and the bathrooms, which is very convenient after a very long beach day to get all cleaned up before you even have to get in your car. I'm gonna have to pan over really quick. So this is the walkway. We're going all the way up there, but there's people coming. I don't want to be rude. So there is the bathhouse, and then the showers are down on the other level that are really, really cool. More really fancy greenery. All right. Okay, there's more people. Hold on. Hold on there, little Larry. We're working on things here. I'm just gonna walk in silence. People are looking at me funny as I'm talking to myself. So here's all the sand dunes, the greenery on both sides, so pretty. The sun is casting like the prettiest light. And then we're gonna go over here, and that's where we're going up there, is to the gazebo. Well, once we get up to the gazebo, I'm not going to talk because there's young kids all in there. I'm just gonna show you the viewpoint. I'm gonna walk in there quietly, and then I'm gonna show you the viewpoint overlooking the beach area. So this is really nice to just be able to walk up all the way to the sand, and then it's gonna go like down over a hill, and the beach will be there if you were walking to it. I don't think I'm gonna walk in the sand again. I've literally gone up and down this thing 50 times today, and my legs feel like rocks from how tough they are. So you'd walk this whole sandy walkway all the way down around that bend and then right out to the ocean. But right now I'm gonna stop talking and we're going up there. And I'm gonna aim my camera down so that it's not in any of their faces while they're chilling out with their family and friends. But it's such a pretty place to sit. There's picnic tables and everything. So here's the gazebo. Cutesy tootsy. Let me turn this. Isn't it beautiful? Trying to see where that plane is. So there's high tide. We'll wait until these people pass on the walkway. Isn't that a beautiful viewpoint? Even if you didn't want to go down to like the ocean and you didn't want to go down and get into the sandy part, there's picnic tables up here to come sit under the gazebo, eat lunch. Just put your chairs down. This is seating built into the gazebo so that you can sit on the bench, read a book, do whatever you wish to do. Isn't it pretty? All right, let's walk down there. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So, all right, I just wanted to show you that because this is where we spent the day at the beach, and then I've been here for like 6.5 hours now, and it's been incredibly, incredibly nice to just really enjoy the summer. I did say to Richie today, in a conversation this morning when we woke up, I said, I want you to do what makes you happy too this summer. And fishing for him is his happy place. And we feel very happy with each other, but we do like to do different things. We don't like to do the same things, you know, for activities and stuff like that. We'll do it for each other to have specific like moments with each other, to like engage with each other's loves. But then I don't expect it all the time. I don't expect, you know, him to want to come to the beach with me often. And he doesn't expect me to want to go fishing with him often. We'll do it from time to time with each other to support each other and enjoy watching each other having fun doing the things that mean something really great to us. And I appreciate that. But if we have to take time away from each other to fulfill like our love of the things that make us happy, we're totally cool with that. Look at that sunshine. People.
That's the easiest one with the wig.
So, I really appreciate that about both of us, that we're flexible and we compromise with each other and we're able to like not feel agitated and aggravated, you know, if he doesn't want to do something that I want to do, or I don't want to do something that he wants to do. When we're at camp too, like he'll fish all day, all night, sleep, and then fish again, you know, for 7 days straight. And I like to go swimming. I like to go for a million kajillion walks. I like to go down to the beach and sit for the day if I feel like it. And I'm like, bye, honey. Have a super fun time fishing. Enjoy yourself, you know, and just have a good day. And I'll catch you for lunch or dinner, for the campfire at night. And then that's our time together. I always felt like, even in previous relationships, that I wasn't ever really given like my own freedom and space to be myself. And I really love that about our life together, because we allow each other to be who we are without trying to change one another or make each other do things that aren't our thing to do. So I told him this morning too, like, this summer is the first time ever that I am going to try to run away, continuously run away to the things that I love the most. And if it's okay with you and we're good with everything else around us and nothing pertinent needs to happen immediately, I am out of here. I am out of here. I will come back and do the things that I need to do for our home, our family, and our life together and each other. But if I can step away and take time to run toward the things I love more often, I want to do that at this part of my life. I told him this is my favorite time of the year. As soon as it starts to get warm out, even the mildest bit of warmth, it's my time of year. So you're talking like, I would say middle May, it gets kind of nice out. And then the ending of like the niceness and the possible warm days, like maybe the end of September or third week of September. And then after that, it's cold. It's cold. And I do enjoy the other seasons. Like, I love fall. I really do love fall. But that is not when I feel my best. When I feel my best in my body, in my mind, in my heart, and my soul, it's now. So I enjoy those other parts of the year for different reasons. But this is my time. This is my time. This is my glory. This is my happiness. This just makes me feel like the best version of myself. My body feels physically better. I have awful arthritis. I've had it for many, many years now. It just continues to get worse. It seems to be spreading and going different places. I have pain that I live with continuously at this point, and it's even worse. There's the roadway that I come in on. It is even worse in the colder months. It's so bad in the colder months, or the rainy days, and like the rainy season, which is the springtime. My body is so stiff and aching so bad that literally, if I showed my pain every day to people and talked about it, I would be talking about it all day. I would be dwelling on it. I would be talking about it continuously. I would be expressing it, of how uncomfortable and in pain I am. I don't need to do that. Not everybody needs to share the discomfort that I'm feeling. But in the warmth, it does loosen things up for me in my body, and it makes it feel less painful. I'm not a doctor. I don't know why. I'm not quite sure. They have explained it to me over the years of like my arthritis, like follow-ups, and they want me to get cortisone shots and all that stuff. I don't know yet. I'm not saying no, but at some point it's going to become necessary to do some type of, healing, for my arthritis pain, because I can tolerate it and handle it pretty much on my own now and just deal with it. And then other times it's just getting worse. So this I feel good in. I feel like my body relaxes, it recharges, it feels less strained and strenuous and harmed. And that is my jam. You know what I mean, jelly beans? That is my jam. Sorry, you're slipping out of my hands. All fall, winter, and even spring. Also, I have super duper low vitamin D levels. I don't know why. I'm not quite sure why. Because I take vitamin D every day, as requested and required, because I get severely deficient in vitamin D. And I am not deficient in the summertime because I am active, I am outdoors probably 90% of the time, and that is when I kind of level out, and then I have more energy and I feel better in so many different ways with the boost of that vitamin D in my body. It just really is it's my favorite. It's my favorite. And that's why I kind of get anxious when the colder time of the year starts, because I'm like, no, here we go again. Here we go again to the worst of the worst. So this is just going to be so good that for the first time ever, my 44th year of going around the sun, I am going to have the first summer that is prioritizing myself and making myself feel my best, loving my family, but saying, Mom's got to go. I've got to go. Isaiah's living his best life. He really is. My beautiful boy. He's living his best life, doing the things he loves with his family, friends, and stuff. And we connect during all different types of events and stuff like that through the warmth. But for the most part, he's an adult. He's living his life like he should be. So we have planned days where it's family oriented. And when it isn't, instead of me staying home and being the house manager and being the life manager and doing YouTube videos and constantly making sure that I'm cleaning houses and everything else, I'm going to do it for my own pleasure of doing vlogs and sharing with you guys so that I can take you along with me and we can experience this together in the best way possible. And I really hope it helps some of you that might be in a situation like me where you can't get out a lot. Maybe you're also the house manager, and the life manager. Also, you might not have the ability to get out. And by me doing this, I really feel good that I'm also able to share these moments with everyone that maybe needs an outlet like I do. And then we can hang out together and watch the world go by. So that's the plan, and I'm sticking to it. I am sticking to it. So I've aimed you at enough trees. I've aimed you at the sun a bunch of times. I've aimed you at the ocean and all the beauty that I've been surrounded with all day that I'm so happy with. Richie is actually fishing right now, which I am so stoked about, because I told him before I left to come back to the beach for the second time, I want you to go fishing. I don't care if it's for a half an hour. I don't care if it's for an hour. I want you to go fishing. End this day doing something that calms you and relaxes you. I'm going to do the same, and then we'll come home, have dinner, and we'll get the best night's sleep ever. And he went, because he texted me and he said, I'm leaving for fishing now. And I said, that makes me so happy. So that's what we're doing. There's a seagull. I love them. And I did get my seagull. I could not even believe it. This is the last story, I promise you. I got my seagull while I was in Old Orchard Beach. I got the seagull that I had been dreaming about, the girl seagull that I was not able to find, that I was not able to win while Richie was trying to help me win it the last time we were at OOB. And I went into the store where my car was parked that day at the end of the day. And I thought to myself, oh, let me go poke in there, see if I can find like a cute souvenir. I love friendship bracelets and like little seashell souvenirs that say like the area of the beach that I've just enjoyed for the day. I like to get myself a cute little souvenir. And I went in the store putting around right next to where my car was. And I literally looked up. I don't know why, but I looked up and there was my seagull. She had the bow in her hair. It is a bright pink polka dot bow, and she has pink wings, and it says Maine in hot pink stitched across her body. She is so fluffy, so soft, and I screamed when I found her. I was so happy. And then I looked through the rest of the store because I couldn't believe that this store had it. This is a store that we looked at before we left Old Orchard Beach the last time. And they didn't have any female looking seagulls. They only had the boys with the fries in the mouth. And I looked through the whole entire rest of the store, and she was the only girl with the bow in her hair that was for sale. Couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. I was the happiest. You have no idea. She rode home with me that day down the coast on my lap, and I was hugging and holding and playing and rubbing her beautiful pink wing. She was so lovely, absolutely so lovely. I'll actually leave my picture with her right after I purchased her. I will leave that as the thumbnail to this video so that you can see her. She is stunning and I'm so excited. So that's it. I love you guys so much. I am gonna go put the stuff in the car, and then I am gonna go start that walk down the whole entire strip of this runway at the reservation, and I will take beautiful pictures and share them with you. I love you all, and I will see you in the next vlog. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful summer, whatever way you like to enjoy it. Love you guys. Bye.